Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to go over a few questions. Let's get started. So these questions over here are to do with fraction of an amount. So I will do 3 of them. I shall do, let's say, I'll do A, B, and C. So A, it says 3/10 of 32 miles. So the way I like doing this is, first I write it as 3/10, and the word off I'm change it to a multiplication sign at 32 miles. I'll show you 2 different ways of doing this. So the first way is by dividing by the denominator and then multiplying by the numerator. So I can do 32 divided by 10, which will give me 3.2, and then I do 3.2 multiplied by the numerator, which is 3, which is 9.6. Now, the second way of doing A, I start off by doing the same 3/10 multiplied by 32. I convert this into a fraction, and what I try and do is I try and simplify the fraction. So when you're multiplying fractions, you multiply across the same level. So numerators multiply with numerators, denominators with denominators. And if numerators and denominators come in the same times table, so if 2 numbers are on different levels but they come in the same times table, you can simplify. So for example, I can divide these 2 by 2. So one's a numerator, one's a denominator. Okay, they're on different levels. So that leaves me with 3/5 multiplied by 16/1. Now I just multiply across the same levels. 3 times 16 is 48. 5 times 1 is 5. And then I do the division. So this would be 48 divided by 5. You can do the division here. So either short division or long. So if I do the long division here, 5 goes into 4 0 times. Made 4. 5 goes into 48 9 times, which is 45. Take away, remainder 3. Bring down the number here. And then 5 goes into 36 times, remainder 0. So that will give me 9.6. For those of you who find the long division trickier, I can do it using short division. So 5 goes into 4 0 times, remainder 4. 5 goes into 48 9 times, remainder 3. 5 goes into 36 times. Both cases you got 9.6 miles. Okay, now I'm going to try B in a different color. So I'm going to erase these. We're going to try B. So B is 2/5 of 9 kg. So I start off by doing this. And in this method, I divide by the denominator, 9 divided by 5 equals, and then I can work this out. So here on the side, I'll just try and fit it in. Okay, 5 goes into 9 one time, remainder 4. 5 goes into 48 times, remainder none. So that's 1.8. And then you multiply 1.8 by the numerator, which is 2. And that is going to be 3.6. Okay, and the other way of doing B, so I would write it as fractions. Essentially, in this case, it'll be almost the same. I can't simplify, so I just multiply. 2 times 9 is 18. 5 times 1 is 5. Yep. And then I just divide 18 by 5. Then we can have 18 and 5. So 5 goes into 1 0 times. New number is 18, goes into 3 times. New number is 3. Bring it down. And there we go. So it gives you 3.6. And it was kilograms, so I need to write the units, kilograms in both cases. Okay, and finally C. So the first way, we do 103 times 8. Okay, divide by the denominator, multiply by the numerator. So 8 divided by 3. This is going to be a recurring number. So 3 goes into 8. Oops, 2 times, which is 6. Subtract remainder 2. And then 3 goes into 26 times, which is 18. And remainder 2. And you can see it's just going to be constantly the same numbers. Not 0, sorry. 2. And then another 0. So this is 2.6 recurring. And then 1 times 2.6 recurring is 2.6 recurring liters. And the other way also, I'm just gonna go, you will have 8 over 3, and which is 8 divided by 3, and the division is here, so that will still give you 2.6 recurring liters. Okay, that's that. Now let's go on to the second section here. So again, in this one, I think, I'll do 3 again, A, B, and C. So first, work out the largest of each of the following pairs over here. So 1/3 of 21. So I'm going to use the first method which I showed you, right? In this case. 21 divided by 3 is 7, and 7 times 1 is 7. A half of 12. So I'm going to write this as like such, and then 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. So clearly this is bigger. So this is bigger. We'll try B. 1/6 of 30, or 2/3 of 9. So 1/6 of 30 is 1/6 times 30. Then I divide by the denominator. 30 divided by 6 is 5. Multiply by the numerator. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, 2/3 of 9. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then 3 times the numerator, which is 2, is 6. So clearly this is bigger. So we just point at it. Writing on a diagram. And I'm going to erase this and just do C here. Two-fifths of 65, or 3/4 of 32. So same way, first change it into multiplication instead of off. I'm going to do 65 divided by 5, which is 13. The 13 times the numerator, which is 2, which gives you 26. And then here, 3/4 multiplied by 32. So 32 divided by 4 gives you 8, and 3 times 8 gives you 24. So this is bigger. Okay, finally, there's 2 more questions. I'll do this one and the next one, and then that's it for this video. So the questions are like so. So on Wednesday, James slept for 3/8 of the day. Now here, when you're reading worded questions, first we have to extract important information from the questions. Then we have to ask ourselves some questions which we have looked in the past. Okay, so the questions are like, how have I solved questions like this before? You know, what does the question want me to do in this place, right? And what do I know about this topic as well? Yeah, so here, when it says 3/8 of the day, yeah, right. What we know is that's a fraction of an amount. So it'll be 3/8 of a day, and the day, one day, is equal to 24 hours. So we're gonna do 3/8 of 24, and then to solve this, I do 24 divided by 8, which is 3, and 3 times 3, which is 9. So on Wednesday, James slept for 9 hours. So that's part A, actually. Part B. There's 24 hours in a day, so 24 take away 9 because he's sleeping for 9, which will be 15. So he was awake for 15 hours. What fraction of the day he was awake? James was awake. So you do 15 over 24 because he was awake for 15 hours over the total hours in a day, 24. Now we can simplify it by, because these two come in the 3 times table, so you divide by 3. That is 5 over 8. That's how you do this question. And we'll go over to the next. So Declan won £6,000 in a competition. He invests 2/5 of the money. So when it says 2/5 of the money, 2/5 of how much is the money? 6,000. So I'm going to first write this down, 2/5 of 6,000. And then change that into multiplication. And divide by the denominator. Which is 1,200, and then multiply 1,200 by the numerator, so that'll be 2,400. So Declan invests £2,400. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope this has helped.